So last time we discussed the concept of unit circle, and in this unit circle, we can have the most essential learning competencies in pre-calculus. Actually, this the mathematics that we are going to learn in this part of pre-calculus is trigonometry. And of course, we first dealt with this one, illustrate the unit circle and the relationship between the linear and angular measures of a central angle in a unit circle. And for the second milk, we converted, we learned how to convert degree measure to radian measure and vice versa. Okay, actually, again, the answer for this one, a type of circle where the center is found at the origin of the Cartesian plane and the radius is equal to 1 is Irish. Anong sagot dito, Irish?
Sir,
What is the answer for this one? Number 1. What is the type of circle? Ito yung type ng circle. Present ka ba last time? Hindi.
hindi sir.
Ay, hindi. Pero alam mo yung sagot?
Hindi.
Hindi. Si Judy Ann, Judy Ann. I think present si Judy Ann. Judy Ann?
Unit circle po, sir.
Okay, very good. We have a unit circle. Yan. Again, lagi yung tatandaan, if we have a unit circle, ito lang yung circle na kung saan ang radius niya, ang length ng radius niya ay 1 unit. 1 unit. At ang center niya ay nasa origin ng Cartesian coordinate plane. So we have a Cartesian coordinate plane and this is the origin, 0, 0. And again, we have a circle which is a unit circle. Bakit siya tinawag na unit circle? Kasi ang radius niya 1, ang center niya 0, 0. Yan. So ganun parate. We're going to utilize this type of circle in trigonometry. We have again the unit circle. Okay, so number 2, we learn also how to convert degree to rad. As for example, we have convert 120-degree measures to radian. Again, ang ating degree, dalawa kasi ang measures ng ating angle. Two types of measures ng ating angle. We have the first one, we have the degree, and the second one, we have the radian. Yan. Ang ating unit, ang ating symbol for degree, of course, alam nyo na ito. And for radian naman, rad. Okay. Problema, how to convert 120 degrees to rad or any degree to radian. So all you have to do, if you are converting degree to rad, mag-multiply lang tayo ng pi over 180. Again, this is also based on the discussion of your module. Yan. So mayroon pa tayong discussion dyan sa module ninyo. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo. So, i-cancel natin, of course, yung degree dyan, yung 0. So, we can divide them by 12 and 18. Pwede silang i-divide sa 4. So, 12 divided by 4 is, pwede silang i-divide sa 3. So, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And 18 divided by 3 is 6. Ay, pwede pa pala. So, pwede nating i-divide ulit by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 2 times pi is 2 pi over, may 1 dyan sa baba parate, di ba? 1 times 3 is 3. So we have 2 pi over 3. Okay? That's how we convert degree to rad. Paano naman, sir, kapag kabaliktad naman? Naka-rad po ang ating angle, i-convert natin sa degree. So for example, Ibalik natin yung proseso. Yung 2 pi over 3, i-convert ko yan sa degree. Lalabas ba yung 120 degrees? Okay, kabaliktaran naman. If in degree to rad, you multiply pi over 180, in rad to degree, baliktadin nyo lang, reciprocal. All you have to do is to multiply 180 over pi. So, cancel na po yung pi. Cancel na ang 180 tsaka 3. Kasi divide natin. So, 60 na yan. So, you have 2 times 60 is 120. So, parehas lang. So, ganon. That's how you convert degree to rad and rad to degree measures of an angle. Wala ba kayong tanong dito? We're just having a review on this. Wala naman? Okay, next. Joshua, what do you think? What is the answer? Guess mo lang. Or kung baka may idea ka na sa number 3.
Standard po, sir.
Standard, very good. Yan. So, the angles shown are in standard position. Yan, galing. So, we have 6 angles here. Ayusin lang natin kasi walang arrow. Yan. So, ito may arrow dapat sila. Okay. So, lahat yan may arrow. Because as sides of an angle are rays, di ba? Rays. R-A-Y. Ang isang ray ay may endpoint. Tsaka, yan, isang arrow. Ibig sabihin, extending infinitely. Okay, so we have here again. Yan. May arrow yan. Okay. So, lahat sila ay nakalagay sa standard position kasi ang kanilang, mayroon kasi tayong tinatawag na initial. Ito na lang gagamitin ko. Initial side. At itong last, we have the terminal side. Okay. So, in a unit circle, if we are going to draw a certain angle, tingnan natin may pumasok. If we draw a certain, dali lang. Pag magdodraw tayo ng isang angle, mayroon tayong tinatawag na initial side. Ito yung parang starting side niya. At terminal side. So kapag yung angles natin ay nakalagay sa standard position, lahat ng ating mga initial side ay doon mismo or nag-coincide doon sa positive x-axis. So kung papansinin natin, lahat ng ating initial side ay nandito sa positive x-axis. Nandyan. Nakalagay dyan. Okay? So kaya mayroon tayong tinatawag na angles in standard position. So kailangan daw ang ating initial side ay nag-coincide doon sa ating positive x-axis para masabi natin that that angle is in standard position. So, ganun po ang ibig sabihin yan. Okay, next, actually, ito na yung isa sa lesson natin today. We have the concept of, Jilis, what do you think? What is the answer for this?
Coterminal angle.
Okay, very good. So we have a coterminal angle or coterminal angles. Yan. So, sige, bigyan ko kayo ng counting preview on this one para mamaya madali nyo nang gawin. Coterminal angles, these are angles again, written in standard position. So pag sinabi natin standard position, ang initial side natin ay coincide sa ating positive x-axis. So we have, I think, ilang angles meron tayo dito? Isa, yung 30 degrees, isulat ko dito. And we also have another one, which is the negative 330 degrees. And we have another 390 degrees. So, these three angles or three measurement of an angle of angles, no? Kasi itong mga ito are just measurements, no? Okay? So, these measurements of the three angles here, yung nandito sa ating plane, okay, inside the unit, uh, hindi na na-draw yung unit circle, but we have a unit circle there, ay nakalagay lahat sila sa standard position kasi ang initial sides nila lahat ay coincide doon sa ating positive x-axis. At kung papansinin ninyo, itong 30 degrees, ito yung terminal side niya. Okay? Ito namang negative 330 degrees. Sir, bakit siya naging negative? Okay. So, that's the question, no? Kasi meron tayong dalawang directions. Yung tinatawag na counterclockwise and clockwise. Yung counterclockwise, pag ganito po ang direction. That's the counterclockwise. And if we have an angle, and the direction of that angle, ito yung tinatawag na two directions, no? Two directions of the angle. If we have an angle, and if the direction of that angle is counterclockwise, the value of the measurement or the measure of that angle is positive. Positive ang value niya. Pero, pagka naman, pabaliktad naman siya, this is clockwise. If the direction, so unang direction natin, counterclockwise, positive. That's positive value. Pagka naman clockwise, ang value po natin ng angle natin ay negative. Okay? Kaya nga itong negative 330 degrees, negative siya kasi nga ang direction ng angle natin ay clockwise. I hope clear yun sa inyo. And papansinin natin, ganun din yung terminal side. Parehas sila ng 30 degrees. Okay? Tingnan natin yung isa. Ito naman, isang ikot, and then, nalampasan niya ng kaunti, nadagdagan ng parang 30 degrees. Parehas din ang kaniyang terminal side. So, silang tatlo, they have the same terminal sides. And of course, parehas din sila ng initial sides kasi nga nakalagay yung ating mga angles in standard positions. Ang kakaiba lang sa kanila, pare-parehas sila ng terminal sides. So kung ganon, pag pare-parehas sila ng terminal sides, we will have the what we call coterminal angles. So ang tawag sa tatlong ito, they are coterminal angles because they are angles in a standard position that have the same terminal sides. So ganon. Balikan natin yan mamaya. So let us review. Okay na tayo dyan. Yan. So this is our lessons for today. We are going to learn about standard position and actually okay na tayo dyan. And coterminal angles. Yan. Madali lang ang topic natin ngayon. Angles, once again, dinefine dun sa module ninyo, yung angles in standard position. An angle is in standard position when the initial side coincides with the positive x-axis. And the vertex of the angle is located at the origin of the rectangular coordinate. So, ganun lang. So ang ibig sabihin lang naman nito, if we're going to look at this one, these two angles are written in standard position. Once again, why? Because their initial sides, ang initial side nito coincide dun sa ating positive x-axis. And of course, ang vertex ng ating angle ay itong ating origin, 0, 0. Yung sinabi dun sa definition. Kaya meron tayong angle in standard position. So, additional lang naman itong yung ating angle, ang kanyang vertex ay nakalagay sa origin ng isang rectangular coordinate, additional definition. Aside from all the initial sides coincide on the positive x-axis. So lahat naman sila ang kanilang vertex, kasi 'di ba sa angle, ang tawag natin dito vertex. Yan. So ang vertices nila, ang vertex nito ay nasa origin. Ang vertex naman din nito ay nasa origin. At lahat silang dalawa, ang kanilang initial sides ay nakalagay or coincide sa positive x-axis. So that's why we can now tell that these two angles are written in standard position. Yan. At ang kakaiba din dito, dalawang directions ito. Ito, ang direction nito is counterclockwise. So positive yung value. Ito naman, we have clockwise. So this time, negative yung value. So pwedeng this is positive 50 degrees. Ito naman, negative 50 degrees kasi clockwise. Okay? Okay, so next we have the coterminal angles. Once again, two angles in the standard position that have the same terminal side are called coterminal angles. So mayroon tayong dalawang angles na nakasulat sa standard position na may parehas na terminal side. Ang tawag po sa kanila coterminal angles. Yan, so parang ganito yung illustration din natin kanina. So 30 degrees and negative 30 degrees are coterminal angles. Why? Because they are angles in standard position. Ang kanilang initial sides ay nakalagay o nakasulat sa or coincide sa positive x-axis. And of course, they have the same terminal sides. Yung isa, negative kasi clockwise. Yung isa naman positive kasi counterclockwise. Okay? So, sir, paano tayo nagkaroon ng negative 330 aside from doon sa drawing? Paano pag algebraically, if we're going to use numbers, paano nagkaroon ng negative 330? Okay? So, pwede pa ako magdagdag dito. Paano pag nagdagdag ako ng isa pang coterminal angle? Isang ikot, but this time, counterclockwise. Yan. So, paano ko makukuha yung measurement nito? Okay? So, these are the questions. Paano nagkaroon ng 330 degrees? And paano ko i-measure ito? So, dalawa po yung tanong natin. And paano naman kapag mayroon pa akong isang ikot, tas diretso pa, bali dalawang ikot, mag-end dyan. Paano ko na naman kukunin yung sir? Okay. Mag-isipan natin yan. Yan, ito na tayo. Okay, coterminal angles of a given angle, theta, may be obtained by, eto na, either adding or subtracting a multiple of 360 degrees pagka daw degree measure, or 2 pi radians kasi ang 360 degrees sa radian, that is equivalent to 2 pi. So ibig sabihin pala, para makakuha tayo ng mga coterminal angles, we can add a multiple of 360. So pwede tayo mag-plus ng 360, pwede tayo mag-plus, ano pa ba yung mga multiples ng 360? 720, and so on. Or pwede tayong mag-minus ng 360 or any multiples of 360. Or kapag ka sa radian, pwede tayong mag-plus ng 2 pi, mag-plus ng 4 pi, 6 pi, any multiples of 2 pi, or mag-minus. So, ganun lang. So, two angles are coterminal if the difference between them is a multiple of 360 or 2 pi. So, ganun po yung ibig sabihin niya dun sa taas. Okay, so we have a formula. Yan. So, kung gusto yung gamitan ng formula, especially sa higher mathematics, may mga proving sila. So, formula, the formula, the coterminal of theta can be obtained by using this formula. Theta is equal to theta plus 360 degrees multiplied to k. Okay? If theta is given in degrees, wherein k is any counting number, start from 1, ito yung k, is an element of 1, 2, 3, and so on. It's counting number. Ibig sabihin lang yan, multiples of 360. Ganon din dito sa 2 pi, wherein k, element of 1, 2, 3, or the counting numbers. Yan. So these are the formulas. Pero ang ibig sabihin lang naman yan, balikan natin si dito. Paano nakuha si negative 330? Kasi nga, nagma-minus lang tayo ng 360. So 30 minus 360, that's negative 330. Okay? Paano natin makukuha yung isang ikot? So we have isang ikot, tas extend natin. Parang plus 30 siya. So, dito nag-minus tayo. Kung gusto natin maging mag-positive tayo, kasi counterclockwise yan, mag-plus tayo ng isang ikot, which is 360. So, 390. Kung gusto nyo pa, since dalawang ikot yung kanina, ito, so multiple 360 times 2, di ba? Or that's, kasi dalawang ikot eh. Nagdagdag tayo ng dalawang ikot, so times 2. So 30 plus 720. So we have 750 degrees. So ganun lang. So that's how it is. It's called terminal angles. Okay, so we have here examples. Determine if negative 40, 180 are pairs of angles, are coterminal angles. Okay? So, paano gagawin yan? So, negative 40 ay 410. Pag gusto nating gawing positive kasi gusto nating i-check kung coterminal angle sila, so mag-plus tayo ng 360. So, parang minus lang yan. 410. So, i-minus natin kasi nga nag-add tayo ng magkaibang sign kung sa integers. Since magkaiba sila, subtraction. And then later on, copy the sign of the bigger. Ito, yung negative. So 0 yan. So this is 3. So 11 minus 6 is 5. So we have negative 50. Tama? We have negative 50. Okay? Sir, hindi pa po siya positive. So pwede nyo pang dagdagan ng 360. So, ganun din. Parang ima-minus lang din natin yan. So, you have 310. hindi sila parehas. Hindi sila coterminal angles. So, therefore, negative 410 and 180 are not coterminal. Coterminal angles. Okay? Yan. So, number 2, find two positive angles that are coterminal with an angle that measures 60. So, all you have to do here, since positive naman, mag-plus kayo ng 360. O, kung anong sagot dyan, yun yung first coterminal. And then, ito naman, 360 times 2. O, kung gusto nyo pa 360 times 3. Kung ang pinapahanap niya ay tatlong positive. Yan. So, ganun lang. Ganun lang po kadali. Number 3, find one positive angle and one negative angle that are coterminal with an angle measuring 5 pi over 6. Okay, so 5 pi over 6. So, radian po ang given dito. So, isang positive, isang negative. So, again, ano yung ina-add natin pag radian? Pagka sa degree, 360. Pagka sa rad, we have 2 pi. Yan. O, lagyan nyo ng over 1 dyan kasi mag-add tayo ng fraction. So, over 6. Over 6. So, 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 5 pi. So, we have 5 pi. So, 6 divided by 1 is 6 times 2 pi is 12 pi. So, i-plus natin 5 plus 12, 17 pi over 6. So, this is the positive the positive coterminal angle. How about for the negative? Mag-minus tayo. Minus 2 pi naman. Okay? So, over 6 ulit, minus lang naman. So, 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 5 pi is 5 pi. Minus 6 divided by 1 is 6 times 2 pi is 12 pi. So, 5 pi minus 12 pi is negative 7 pi over 6. So, ito yung positive, ito yung negative. So, we have coterminal angles in radians. Nakalagay sa radian. So, again, if we are looking for the coterminal angles, you can add multiples of 2 pi. Okay? O kapag negative naman, you can subtract multiples of 2 pi. Okay, number 4. Find the angle coterminal with negative 40 that has measure between negative 360 and 0. So, gitna ng negative 360 and 0. So, ito, nasa labas pa yung negative 40. So, all you have to do, mayroon ba tayong makukuha na nasa gitna ng 360 and 0? Okay. Mag-plus lang tayo ng 360. So, ganun ulit. Mag-minus lang tayo. Copy the sign of the bigger, which is negative. So, this is 360. Negative 60. So, the answer is negative 60. Okay? So, that's it. So, yun lang po ang ating topic today. Okay? You can open your mic or camera if we have questions. And actually, meron naman kayong module. So, may mga supplementary. Supplementary lang naman itong diniscuss natin para mas maintindihan nating maigi. You can open your camera and of course your mic. Parang may pumasok kanina Sino yung pumasok kanina?
Si Blessy, sir.
Blessing. Nawala si Blessing. Nawala siya. Mag-picture sana muna tayo. Ganyan. Nakapag-screenshot kayo kanina? Meron ba? Hindi ata, nakalimutan nyo ata. Hindi kayo nakapag-screenshot kanina? O, sinesend nyo na. Okay, do you have some questions about our lesson?
Sir, yung sa activity 3 po ng
Ah.
ano,
Activity 3. Sige, itignan natin. Activity, preset ako ulit. Activity 3. Nakikita nyo na? Activity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ito. Determine the length of the arc in radian measure and the measure of the angle in radian and degree measures generated by a point that starts from 1, 0 and terminates at the following. Yan. So, ganun lang naman ito. I will draw. Ito pala. Okay. For example, you have here the Cartesian coordinate plane, y and x. Okay, and according to this one, determine the length of the arc and the measure of the angle in radian and degree measures generated by a point that starts from 1, 0. So, nasaan ba yung 1, 0? Di ba here? Tama? Nakuha nyo? So, this will be your initial side. Initial side. Yan. And terminates at the following. Okay? So, terminates at the positive x-axis. So, dito pa rin siya. No? Nakuha nyo ba? Yung angle natin, ito yung initial side. Ito yung terminal side. What do you think? What is the measure of the angle? What is the measurement of the angle kapag hindi nakaalis? Doon sa number 1. That is ano kaya? 0. 0 degrees. Di kasi siya nakaalis eh. Kapag kasarad, of course, that's 0 rad. Hindi siya nakaalis. Okay. Sir, paano po yung pangalawa? Ang terminal side po niya ay negative x-axis. So, parating ito yung initial side natin. So, on the second one, ang terminal side niya ay negative x-axis. So, ito yung ating terminal side. Yan. What do you think? Ilang degrees yan?
180.
180. Very good. Kasi kalahati. Kalahati ng 360. Kalahating ikot. So, that's 180. Kung i-convert natin yan sa radian, that's pi, no? Again, paano sir nakuha yung pi? Use the conversion. Multiply natin sa pi over 180. O, cancel nyo lang. So, ang natira pi. So, yung pi rad. Okay, nang bahala dun sa y-axis. At saka negative x-axis. Na? Okay? Okay ba, Jilis?
Yes, sir.
Okay na, yan. Okay. Thank you for that question. Next, sino pa ba ang magtatanong dyan o may katanungan? Wala na? Okay naman na? We still have one lesson, no? Kaya wag nyo munang ibalik yung modules niyo kasi good for 3 weeks yan. Meron pa next week, may isa pa.